The following program is a fan-made review and reaction show. It is in no way affiliated with the movie trivia Schmoedown or Skybound Entertainment.
Folks, welcome back. It is Saturday, and it is another glorious episode of the Ultimate Schmoedown Show. We're here to recap one of the wildest nights in movie trivia Schmoedown history. And here to break it all down with me is the man, the myth, the legend, Bogz himself. How's it going, bud?
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but yeah, it was definitely a weird, crazy match, particularly the main event, obviously. Yeah, I can't wait to break it down. And to get into things. Obviously, John's not here today, and so yeah, we've got his thoughts, and we'll obviously go through that. But yeah, let's talk it out.
All right, so we'll get right into it, folks. You know why we're here. We had two great matches last night. First off, between Janine the Machine against Warfather. Wow, just so much character going on here. Oh my God. The Warfather is so sold. I just looked over at a screenshot of him and he scared me a little bit. He's very intimidating, and unfortunately, so is Janine. She was pissed, and Christian was trying to bring that out of her last night. Bogz, do you think, like we said, maybe feeling that little chip on the shoulder from feeling a little slighted from not getting that team's tournament call up might have had something to do with her little boost in her performance last night?
Yeah, and that might be the reason why she's got the match in the first place. So yeah, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but you know, I've addressed it all week. I definitely think she should have been in the tournament with Ethan. We'll see obviously how Andrew's going to do, but I'm glad at least she got a kind of showcase match here where she can go into the new season if she doesn't play again with some form going in, because yeah, obviously she's got ability. You know, she's better than her record suggests, so I'm glad she kind of got on a big stage, you know, a big pay-per-view platform, had the chance to show it. And also I did notice this morning that, you know, on last night's stream we did ask to hit 50 subscribers, and we did today. I just checked on YouTube. So what about 150 on Facebook, I think, but on YouTube, what about 50 now? So whoever listened. So thank you for that. Just wanted to give a shout out for that.
Thank you to the 50 people, because, you know, we ask a lot. Actually, we don't ask much. We just ask you to, you know, follow us down here,
hit the bell,
ring that bell, all those little things. But we appreciate everybody that's been listening, because, you know, this has been one of the weirdest seasons. So it's been quite a trip to, you know, to be able to approach this from completely different angles. Because before all this, you know, Bogz and I didn't know each other, right?
Yeah,
this was
a new show. New show.
And it's
new guys doing it. Different show than kind of other shows. You know, international person on it. You know, obviously I'm a minority, so anyone tuning in, absolutely very much appreciated, and thanks for liking, subscribing, and all that. So yeah.
But why are they here, Bogz? Because we're about to break down this match, and Janine the Machine was
absolutely,
dude. She was the machine again. This is the time machine that we expected to see. Now she's gone back. She found that vibe. We keep talking about it. She found what's going to work for her, and she stuck with it, man. Let's go in here. Let's kind of break down round by round. We'll have the final scores up here. Janine takes an early lead.
Yes.
And does not give it up.
Yes.
She goes up 3-2 and do they tie? Does he come back and tie? I don't even think he comes back and
double check, but I think
it's because it's 6-5 at the end of round one.
Yeah.
And she just rocket fuels all the way to the end. And I think Warfather was ready to play, but Janine, I mean, it's just she just imposed her will last night, was kind of the vibe I got. But she was not losing this match. That was kind of like, I'm not losing. You can do whatever you think you're gonna do, but I'm gonna do me.
Yeah, absolutely. So she was having fun. That's the way I saw it. She's having fun and playing good. Little bit, obviously, I thought a little bit rusty in round one. Both of them, obviously, both not played in a while, particularly Janine. So yeah, I thought they were a little bit rusty. But obviously, she's warmed up by round two. I think Sam did give her kind of what she needed in terms of pep talks, in terms of just talking things out with her, kind of giving her praise when she needs it. A players that's playing that is coming off kind of 2 losses this year in 2 divisions and not made this teams tournament. Maybe they need this kind of match. So it was nice to see, give them some momentum, some form, some confidence. So I did appreciate that. And yeah, she's picked, tactically, I think, obviously with she's elected Warfather to go first. He's spun opponent's choice, I believe, and nailed Spike. She's given Spike Lee, and it goes to that saying again that I addressed, Colin. Remember, I don't think a lot of these guys are studying black movies. We said it, and I think it's come true again. The lady's proved it herself. So yeah, I think one of the questions as well, they asked which movie did Spike Lee win an Oscar for, and he said Old Boy. I was like, really? And it's obviously Black Klansman. Like, these are just kind of questions. These are just
literally just happened. I feel like I feel like
Oscars.
Spike Lee was just on the stage yesterday accepting that award.
Yeah. Sorry, my point is that they were all service level questions. Which obviously he did get some as well, to be fair. But she got plenty of steals. Like, they're clearly not studying.
He checks down, but he checks down. That's the difference in this game. When you're down and you're checking down, you see it at some points in some of these matches. You saw it with Rocha on Thursday. They know when to not check down, and they know when it's possibly going to come back to bite them. And he just didn't care. Dude, then she spins Audrey Hepburn and just runs train on it, man. Like, that was insane. Like, oh my God, we talk about people that, take that category out back into the alley and just chat, just
I think this shows her her kind of range of what she's got. I mean, she's obviously done.
God, she's a dynamic player. She's got dynamic range.
Yeah, she's probably put on the wheel Spike Lee and Audrey Hepburn. Oh, yeah. Like that just shows kind of the variety of where she's at and the kind of level that she's at. So went really well for her. Obviously, Sam was just laughing, enjoying the show. Obviously,
he could
getting loads of steals. Yeah, you're going perfect in the next round. It's like, what's not to enjoy?
I mean, she TKO'd him, man. Like she didn't even have to answer any questions in the 3rd round. I mean, that's handling your business. I mean, you come to work and you can leave at 3 today. I'm like, boss, I'm supposed to be here till 5. It's like, nah, you can leave at 3. It's fine. Like, come on. She's like, that's confidence. That's something that has not happened for a lot of people in this sphere. A lot of people have had to drag out and, scrap for points.
Yeah.
And she came in and actually was able to find a footing in this digital sphere, which a lot of people haven't had the chance to do because they've had stress and other outside stuff. Usual Suspects are pretty stressless right now. They got Ethan Irwin in the tournament and, Ethan and Guy coming up in the teams tournament as well. But, this was, like we said, Janine, pretty low stress. There's nothing she didn't really have a lot to lose here. She's other than, losing and not maybe getting picked next season by Sam to stick around. But this was the best shot she had to show Sam why she deserves to stay on the Usual Suspects, why he messed up, and why she should plant a story in the Crimson about Andrew Guy feeding his chickens and get him kicked off the team or something. She's got to do something to get in that teams tournament. If I was Janine the Machine, I would challenge Andrew Guy. You want to talk about a pay-per-view? I would challenge Andrew Guy in a one-on-one Agni Kai style. Let's go Avatar Last Airbender. Agni Kai right here. Let's go.
Yeah.
60 questions. Winner
Don't
take
spoil it.
all.
I'm in the middle of that. Don't spoil it. Actually, of Avatar Last Airbender. I mean, remember I told you I'm in there.
Sorry. Agni Kai is just like, let's battle this out one-on-one, mano-a-mano, kind of no one walks out of this except one of us. So it's just kind of, we'll see what happens. Like, that's what I need. I need a battle royale. Like, let's figure this out. But then add another layer of this because you and I are very fearful of what guy is going to show up in this tournament. And it to the detriment of Ethan Irwin at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because Ethan doesn't know what guy is coming to town. It could be last guy, or it could be I beat Dan Murrell guy. We just don't know. We just don't know.
I'm really assuming that they've talked that through and they've established, okay, I'm not going to do this stupid character anymore. I'm going to be serious. I want to try and win. Because that's what Janine would do. And obviously Ethan's that kind of player. He's one of the best players of all time. So I'm assuming he sold it to Sam and Ethan that we're coming for the win in the tournament. And and going back to Janine, she's got 4 points as well. Not just, not an ordinary win. She's completely lifted them off the bottom and made a little gap now between them and the Burning Drew. So, and who've only got, I think, one player left in the singles tournament. So kind of left them there really and going towards mid-table.
Jada,
yes, Jada. Going towards mid-table now. So it's obviously had an impact on her and her confidence and putting respect back on her name and helped the team out. So all around good showing. Warfather obviously spinning, opponent's choice is not great. But I thought he gave a decent account of himself overall. I think it's one of the better times he's played. Like, even though he's got a win, I think maybe this performance was better than that win, because that was a kind of come from behind win. And I forgot the lady's name, but she kind of missed her questions to make him win that, if that makes sense. But overall, Warfather did okay, but Janine was showing that she leveled above, and I was happy for her.
We have our John Barr thoughts on this match. John Barr chiming in, giving us a little
my postal delivery.
Yeah. So I'm very happy for Janine. Sam for sure should have put her in teams after this performance. He still loves his friend the Warfather. Ken is really trying, and he digs it.
Oh, so, isn't that sweet?
Well, gotta show love for Ken Knapsack, the man. If you haven't, buy the book Why We Love Star Wars, available on Amazon. Free plug. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Big 5 rounds to break down.
It happened. The rematch of the probably the biggest rematch in singles division history in terms of stakes, talent. Easily the biggest match of this season. And how crazy is that? This is the biggest match of this season. This season that we've been having, right? This season that we've been privy to. Yeah. It's absolutely wild to think that we just watched Ben Bateman and Dan Murrell 2. Let's talk about one thing first. Future Yodi Award winner Nerd Chronic.
Oh, I knew you were going to say. I was about to say that. If it wasn't that, I was going to say, no, stop, go back. We're talking about the promo first. Yeah, but glad you mentioned that.
Oh my sweet Christmas!
It was fire. I mean,
my God.
To be fair, he has got a lot to work with in terms of highlights here. But yeah, the way he's put it together. I mean, I was so hyped. I think this is the best one since Corruption of Founding Fathers. I know, which wasn't that long ago. But I'd put kind of both of that was my favorite of the season. So I put these two together in some of the best promos of the year. But yeah, it just got me hyped up, right mood. Just all the kind of back and forths. There are a lot of shots of them together. A lot I've noticed, obviously same faction, Horsemen, all this stuff. So it was a bit of a weird I don't know, inter-faction, tension and things like that. So not really kind of had that or seen that before. And then from the promo going into the, I was going to say the manager's interview, but the manager interview, where I know that I can imagine where people are not taking what Dagnino said there seriously. I fully agree with him. Who else in the game has been under this much pressure as he's been under this season? Yes, obviously he chooses to draft these people, but how many people are kind of responsible for these amount of legends, making decisions, choosing who's going in tournaments, managing personalities, rivalries, egos? He's 100% right. Like, you need to have, like, your ego needs to match theirs, and you need to have kind of evidence, proof, and history of managing big time players and winners and titleists to control all these guys. So I give that guy full credit. I mean, people might give him stick and stuff, but I was like, yeah, this guy's right. He can handle pressure, and kind of whoever doubts Gucci, leave you to it, because I ain't doubting the guy. I fully agree with him.
All right.
So, yeah, I rate him
for
that.
The man cannot be questioned
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Before, like, there's nobody better before the bell dings. Before that bell dings, I'm in.
Yeah.
But if I got a problem, he ain't it. All right, I'm sticking to that fact. If I got a question, if I got a problem, and I got to talk to my manager about something mid-game, I got other choices that I want to be talking to.
Yeah.
But when it comes to managing, and we talk about managing on a grander scale, his 2K, his rating is very high. He's in the 90s, right? He's at a 90 out of 100. He's definitely up there in the upper echelon. But he's not a full 100 just because that in-game stuff for me is always there.
Yeah. But I will say to like this match, I think he did quite good.
Oh yeah. He had to juggle a lot of stuff, but
talking back and forth.
By the way, with that whole June, July, whatever, those guys are making their own decisions. That's all BS.
But at least he's kind of bouncing off them.
So,
I thought for his style and for what he kind of normally brings, I thought he did chip in a little bit more, which was nice. Was like to see. But yeah, like I agree. In match, obviously, I'd prefer someone like Coy, someone like Winston, even someone like Shannon. Even Roxy sometimes, but yeah, outside, he's the guy. He's the guy.
It's Bobby Gucci all day.
Yeah, all day. Yeah,
all day.
I agree.
Okay, so I was, I'd had a couple beverages by the time this match started, and I was like,
I noticed
we're gonna get a perfect round. I'm like, we're gonna get a perfect round. I was right before this match. I look over a guy and I was like, somebody's getting a perfect round. I don't know who it is, but it's probably going to be Ben Bateman. And then no one got a perfect first round. And I was like, this is kind of what you need, though. We've been talking about that 9-7 jump.
Yeah, I didn't want
what would have happened. I didn't want that, right? You didn't want that. Boy, but then you think about Ben needing it at the end, right? Then you think about how much Ben needed that perfect round. Wow. Just the knowledge, oh my God, we gotta go. Rounds 1 and 2 were cool, but because we were tied, right? We were tied at the end of round.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, in round 2, though, obviously we started with the whole. I've noticed so I say tactics, but I think that's a UK term. A good term to use and a better term is strategy. I started to notice a strategy in round 2 when Bateman is talking to Gucci. And I thought, okay, so he's mentioned, obviously, Dan, he doesn't like some of the wheel slices. So I thought, okay, where's he going with this? He's mentioned, classics. He wants to embarrass me. He wants to knock me out. So why would, if Dan, this is how I knew that, or I had in my head, it made sense that Bateman put Hitchcock on, because from there I knew, because why would Dan put classics on and Hitchcock? Okay, because Hitchcock would be a part of classics. Surely you would think, right? So I saw Hitchcock and I thought, and he's mentioned it, and Dan putting it on, I thought, I think you've put that on, because Gucci obviously he didn't know himself, because I think he put that on because I said it on our live stream on YouTube. Catch it if you missed it. Was that he's going to put something weird on that we don't expect, like Tyler Perry, like all these other movies. Like I saw, who else did I see on there? I don't remember now. But yeah, there was definitely that's a part of his game. This is a part of the strategy, and that came to fruition in not really in round 2, but in round 3. And that validated my the Hitchcock kind of my spot in round 2 anyway. But yeah, anyway, my point is I noticed in his dialogue with Gucci that I think he's put Hitchcock on, the way he kind of explained it and stuff. So but yeah, Bob
was in a tough spot last night.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a tough spot round 2 for him to have to do that. That's where like
if that was true, if he really doesn't know.
He doesn't have to manage both of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just one of those things where he just kind of.
No, he played it good. Like I think he told him.
He played it great. He did the best job.
Both to spin away, right? And they ended up not listening, which is fine. You've had a debate, at least because he doesn't normally do that, Gucci. So I did kind of like him saying, okay, let's spin away, whatever, this Hitchcock's too deep or whatever, or James Bond, you think Dan's put it on. Okay, that's cool. Like I like that stuff. So I did appreciate him doing that. But yeah, overall, obviously they've got even points between them, or one's got 6, one's got 5. No real steals there. But yeah, Ben could have got that steal at the end of the Hitchcock controversial. Okay. So I heard our boy Chance saying he would have challenged the last Hitchcock question. which is who's appeared in the most. It was on the Gucci verse. I saw that afterwards, and Chance was on, and it was who appears in who has the most appearances in Alfred Hitchcock movies, and obviously one's guessed Cary Grant, one's guessed James Stewart.
Is the answer Alfred Hitchcock?
That's what Chance was saying. He's like, I challenged that, and Kaiser was on there. He's like, I challenged that too. The answer is Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, he's like, I'd 100% challenge that. It's not this, I think Leo G. Carroll, I've never heard of him before, but yeah, that is the answer. So he's like, I'd have definitely challenged that. I was like, oh yeah, he's right. So and you know, this whole match, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking Chance against these two, you know, like I fancy him these two. Yeah. If Chance was to play these guys, yes,
now
he'd have beaten both. I'm sorry, he'd have beaten both. I don't care.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I just thought
maybe not easy. Yeah,
obviously.
I think he'd be in the same position Bateman was in.
Yeah, he'd be that kind of confidence and flying and stuff.
But dude, don't they? Yeah, anyway. They spin Hitchcock on the wheel for the third round, don't they?
Yeah.
Boom. More Hitchcock. Let's go.
And that's what I mean. Ben's put 3. I'm like, I couldn't believe this round. Like
that was So that then validates your thought. You're going back to thinking that he put Hitchcock on the wheel.
Why would you mention that? And classics, Hitchcock and classics goes hand in hand. Why would you mention that separately? Like it would just rang alarm bells in my head. Like, so yeah, obviously they've kind of used their code words and stuff. Dan's put 2 down and got it wrong. And he's put 3 and got it right. Like you wouldn't know that if you didn't be studying Hitchcock. You don't know that. That's what I mean. You have to have studied that movie. You'd have to have put that on the wheel. There you go. You've done it. That's the strategy that we're talking about. That's why he's one of my favorite players. And you know that's why. And when I saw 16-11, I was like, "What is happening again?" He's got the lead. He's got the, you know, he's done the woo celebration and stuff. So, no, I was super like impressed, man. Like this guy's. Because you know we mentioned it with I think that Tachyon obviously said it's all going to come down to round 4, which I thought it would, but round 2 and round 3, these are the strategy games that extra kind of aspects that players like Bateman take advantage of, and he did, because that whole act of Hitchcock and classics that came to fruition in round 3 when it landed, like we're saying, and it's come through, and that's how he's got the advantage. So I love that kind of extra element of gameplay.
So round 4. Probably the best handling of it I've seen on all sides.
Smoothest thing, yeah.
Smoothest was definitely perfect word. Yeah. Smooth peanut butter, right? Creamy peanut butter this week.
Didn't take too long. Christian dropped off afterwards as well. We weren't. Mark explained the matches for the upcoming week, which I thought was
that was
cool,
nice. Which was handy. Halftime show.
Yeah.
Halftime show with Mark. Hello. Brought to you by Orange Jackets. But obviously, Dan coming out getting 8 points, almost getting 9, but Christian cutting him off before the answer. That's one thing I'd like to be discussed is if they say the answer because if you're thinking about the answer while you're doing other stuff and then you say it again, like, you should just be able to, like, that counts, because you should know that question's coming back around. And if you're smart enough to know that question's coming back around and you just say it after you answer question 10, obviously you kick back to the first question that you passed on. Yeah, just say the answer. If you like, because is there a rule in this that says they have to finish the question? I don't think so, because we've seen people, I think Chance, even though we shouldn't, and we talk about that all the time with Chance, take your time, cutting people off because he thinks he knows the answer. But like, I don't think there's a rule in the speed round that says you have to listen to Mark or Christian read the entire question. So if he gets that off, you could go back. But
even if it's either that, yes, I agree. Like, make that clear, or just give a countdown. Whether it not a countdown, just say like 10 seconds or 5 seconds. So just like. If you want to, I don't know, like just to
like, so you're just saying, like, in the middle of questions, Christian,
even for Mark to let him know, like, I can rush a question out, or
I think it shouldn't be Mark, right? It should be Christian. So
I meant for
Mark. Yeah. Right. So then take that off of him. That could still cut in. Yeah.
Instead of just midway asking a question and Christian goes, stop. Like, that's not. Is that fair? No.
Where did you come from?
5 seconds.
Right. Like, where'd you come from?
Yeah. Like if you're just about to say the answer, sometimes you may have taken your time to answer the question, right? And you could have maybe got that out if if Christian didn't kind of interrupt you. I don't know. Just
No, I'm with you. The
I mean,
timer
overall,
is
they're
up on
both
the
doing
screen,
great,
though.
but
The timer is up on the top of the screen in the top left corner. So they can see that.
okay. But like
So they
if you're
can see
sometimes concentrating, whatever.
Oh,
looking
100%.
around,
100%.
like,
But that,
I wasn't looking
I'm
at
being
it.
the devil's
I didn't
advocate.
see the.
There are things.
No, you've got a point. Yeah, you got a point. But yeah, I didn't clock that. The timer.
Now, Bateman coming out with 9 points, passed on one. Okay. It's a 6-point lead. Like that, we talked about that before. That's the number going into round 5 where it's like
almost perfect. Yeah.
Make me do it. Like make me miss.
And but that's what Gucci told him, right? That's the that was the right kind of pep talk to give. Make him hit his 5-pointer. You're Dan Moore. You're the greatest of all time. You're the kind of let's put the pressure on him. And he's right. I was completely had. I thought it was done and dusted. 6 points. That's ideal scenario. Darren Moore going 6 points into the last round. I just thought he just needs to, assuming he hits these 2, 3, and 5, which is fair enough with Dan Moore, he probably will. You just need your 2 and your 3. You don't even need your 5. Just hit your 2, hit your 3, which you've done probably, countless times before. Just do that, and then you've won the match. That's it. Just do the 2 and the 3. But yeah, it's obviously Dan's done great to get his 2 and his 3. Let me just get the questions up so I'll just make sure.
I mean.
It's the Dust Till Dawn one, being John Markovich, and the Ready or Not question. Yeah, that was a great pull though. The Ready or Not one. It's just not surprised to be honest that he hits 2, 3 in his 5. I didn't know that last answer, so when Christian is like, and correct, I was like, okay, cool.
Yo,
yeah,
best fake out in the history from Christian Harloff.
Yeah,
ever. Like. Ever. This dude's like, fuck, Christian, that was lit. Like, that was
on
nice.
The 5-pointer in a
on
title
the 5-pointer.
Like, yeah, you got it.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah. Definitely, they could have said, and your winner at the same. Oh man, that was nice. All right. Ben's 2-pointer. Let's get into it. The Fast and the Furious question: who's the lead of Tokyo Drift and Furious, and not who is in Furious 7 and Tokyo Drifter? So the answer is Lucas Black. He's trying to pull Han,
guy who plays Han,
the guy who plays Han. I believe it's
I don't know his name.
I used to know it. It's like Si Jung Kim, I think it's his name. Now I have to look it up. But he's pulling the wrong thing.
Yeah, he's not even close. He's not even
close, and he's on the wrong side of. Yes,
to be honest,
played by Sung Kang.
Okay. I still can't believe he missed it. To be honest,
that's not a 2-pointer. Ben, if they're asking you for Han, that's not a 2-pointer in the history of the Schmoedown. If they're gonna pull an Asian actor's name, that in the history of the Schmoedown, that's unless it's Jet Li or that's not a 2-pointer. And I think he has to realize he's thinking too hard about it, but then was too far down into the rabbit hole and couldn't pull himself out of it, especially after he used the JTE. So he's already deep down, can't pull himself out. And then the second that the whole instance just throws off that whole 6 points, it was already gone because Dan erased it. Dan put the ball in your court.
Now it just comes down to the 5-pointer. Even though before he's even asked his 3, you're just thinking, oh my god, he's going to go down to the 5. But yeah, like it just like the guy's the lead of the movie. It's an action movie. The action guys, like it just seemed so straightforward, and he just completely missed it. Like, yeah, it was his drama. Obviously the way he kind of repeats the question, the way he thinks with the shades on, his style and everything. Like I said, some people hate that stuff. I absolutely love it. Adds to the drama. I have no idea if he knows the question or not. So yeah, it's I do love the whole theatrics of it. But yeah, I was gutted, man, because for me, he's been the better player. he's got more questions right in the match. His strategies come through. He's landed his slices. So yeah, I kind of love it. He's played the game better. It just comes down to that final shot, that Steve Kerr shot at the end of the match, right? The 5-pointer. But yeah, it's is obviously he's missed his 2. He did get his 3, which was the Sweeney Todd question. And then yeah, it comes down to the 5. But you know, his I just obviously tried his best, but yeah, it just comes up short.
What was that 5-pointer?
The question was it was a plot based question. The answer is 1408 though. I think it's the Roman Polanski trilogy horror movies.
Yeah.
It was that horror question. Yeah, I didn't write the question down, but yeah, it was about an apartment. Where did a boy?
The haunted apartment.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I was just super disappointed for him.
I'm still gutted. I still just feel for the guy because that's like
you've been a better player. You've got more points. You played strategically. You're confident the whole way through. You talked the game up, and it just came down just for the final shot. It's like someone gave him the belt and it just slipped through his fingers, and like Mora was there to catch it underneath him. So yeah, it's sad. It is sad where where you play so good and it doesn't come to fruition. But yeah, obviously Dan's Dan. He's hit 2, 3, and 5. He's caught up. He's done he's shown why he's the greatest of all time. But Ben, now you played a heck of a match, and yeah, in my eyes you deserved it. But obviously it comes down to not necessarily luck, but because he could have got Dan's question, or he could have got maybe another 5-pointer. But comes down to you just didn't know your 5, and unfortunately that's what happens sometimes. But overall, you played fantastic, great entertainment, nothing to hold your head down about. So, but yeah, obviously he's had a little rant afterwards as well at Gucci. Claiming
and Rocha
on his own and stuff. Yeah, taking shots, saying no one's helping him apart from the Barbarian. He's obviously a bit upset.
Rocha clapped back and said that you never asked, to which I say, that's never the best answer.
Yeah. I don't know why he's taking shots at Gucci. I think, Gucci's he's done well in this match. He's always had his back. He's like his,
he's his boy.
They're like boys. Yeah, they're boys basically. Yeah, he's always got a soft spot for him. He's always got that respect. Always talks.
He was the first one. He fought for this. It wasn't really Riley. It was not Riley out there fighting for Bateman to be a part of the Horsemen. It was Gucci. Gucci was the one being like, "Look, this guy's really good, and he deserves this." And that's what keeps coming back into my head, is that he deserved to win last night based on his performance. And sometimes questions just don't go your way. We said that over and over and over again on this show. Sometimes questions just do not go your way on a certain day. And that happened. Sometimes you just hit, because the dude's one of the best of all time. We've seen the guy hit 5-pointers all the time. We see him do it time and time and time and time again. Just didn't see it today. Or, last night.
No.
Just didn't see it last night.
It's just one of them things, man. Like you put, like, I think we mentioned it a couple of days ago, but like he would have beat anyone else yesterday. It's just so happens that's that 5-point. Obviously you don't know it. But yeah, in terms of Ben's power play there, what do you think he was trying to do, Colin? So are you thinking he's trying to gain power in his faction, or even though he's not going to play for the rest of the year, or you think he's looking for a way out?
Trying to show passion. I think he's still trying to show, because it's the complete opposite of the way that like Rocha took it. Rocha took the loss to Ethan, and he was like, I don't know how many of these I have left in me. Now, of course, he's come back and bounced back. He just, took the loss to Adam Collins. It's kind of a different mentality. I think Bateman's trying to show a different side, than what we have seen from some of these players when they take a loss in a tough moment, how they bounce back. I don't want to play Ben Bateman right now. You want to play Ben Bateman right now? No, no one wants to.
Where do you think he'll be with them next year or not?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think there Gucci, is no manager on the face of this planet that can handle Ben Bateman other than Bobby Gucci. Like there's no one on the planet. There's no one. Not even Guy, not Rocha on his own. Now Rocha could maybe try. Rocha could try to wrangle that stallion, but I don't think he can. He is the outlaw, but that's a wild horse.
The only one, for some reason, something telling me about Kaiser, the way he, his personality, maybe he can. The friends, I think friends on been on the Action Guys stuff a few times. So I think maybe him and Smets maybe together, they've got that bond, haven't they? So maybe something there. But other than that, I do agree. Like no one else, like Gucci saying, no one's been in my shoes. And the Gucci, by the way, the shoes.
Speaking of Gucci, by the way, our John thoughts on this match, kind of opposite of yours. Dagnino spent half his time talking with woe is me having good players. I'm the only manager with good players. Shut up, dude. We were in TKO territory, question mark. Absolutely wild, which, that went right over my head. Yeah. That was a tough performance by Dan. That was really Ben's game to lose, but credits to Dan on his round 3. Or I guess it's round 5 is what he meant, but the usual round 3. Mm-hmm. Ben is a very good player, and that Hitchcock stunt was slick, but he's not as good of an actor as he thinks he is. LOL.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
You nailed it. Yeah, you both are on it.
Yeah, I clocked it, but even though I saw it from a mile off, I loved it. I love that stuff because it shows intelligence. It shows that your strategy is on another level, and
4D
I think. Yeah, and that's the way the kind of I think Gucci even kind of broke it down a little bit. Like Dan's, he makes up for his lack of strategy and knowledge, and obviously Bateman makes up for his lack of knowledge in strategy. Like clearly he hasn't seen some of these films, but the way he fact checks, the way he studies, the way he kind of breaks down his kind of his knowledge of who directs, stars, composer, blah blah, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I love his gameplay. But yeah, he's come up short. I'm still a bit gutted for him, but played a heck of a match. And I don't think there's any way in hell that he's not going to be in the Finstock Exchange next year. Like Gucci will never, as if he will not keep that guy. No way. To me, it's not going to make much of a difference. 2 or 3. Say again.
Are they keeping 2 or 3?
Well, I've not actually thought that if you want to keep less than 3,
right?
You can, yeah. So he's, no matter what Ben says, he ain't getting rid of Ben unless obviously they've agreed to say, okay, you're going to be with Guy next year or whatever. Right. But other than that, like Ben, you would think like you can't get rid of Dan Moore. You just can't. Like who? Why would you ever do that?
The reigning defending. You can't get rid of the reigning defending.
I think Riley's gone. And I think Rocha's gone. And it's between Barbarian and Demolanta, right? Like, what do you want to do there? I'm guessing Barbarian because the 3-division thing, but you can try and draft Demolanta.
Tell me Barbarian could have played in Star Wars?
Apparently he can, yeah. Apparently he's he's a 4-division threat. So, yeah. So I think that even though you're drafting people next year, I don't think you necessarily have to keep the Star Wars player in the 3 because when they all get released and drafted again, like there's basically 1 player per team per faction, right? And you may be able to switch. Like for example, let's say Finstock Guys didn't get Demolanta, you might get Molly Damon or you might get Laura Kelly. They're all at the same level. There's like 5-6 players, right? The same level pretty much. So really, it doesn't make a massive difference who you get necessarily.
It used to just be Alex Damon. Now there are others.
Now you've got 6 to pick from basically. Right. So yeah, you've got a bit more luxury there. So whether the people keep Star Wars players,
like a good 3-point shooter, you just need one or two on the court. We got you. You can come in there, and they're just going to dog it out because that's those Star Wars matches. We'll see the return of the league next year. Those are the scrappiest fights we have in this whole league because there's a finite amount of information that is going to be asked about. It's a finite as opposed to the entire expansive cinema universe. So it's just wild to me that these guys are like that. They're undervalued, yet they're like the savviest of all the like their brains are just on another level. And that's the thing that always really scared me about Alex Damon going into Inner Geekdom was if he could just take that brain and let it get on something else, like it's no Star Wars. It's terrifying to think about. So any of those players, like that's why I meant Barbarian. That's a lock. Bring it back to the Finstock Exchange. My prediction is going to be Bateman, Dan, and Barbarian, with Bateman's partner next year being a free agent or somebody drafted. Because I think the possibility of Dan and the Barbarian as a team is frightening. Just truly, truly frightening. to combine the outlaw antics, if we should say, as opposed to what the barbarian does. John is the outlaw, and then the bell rings, and it's John Rocha playing trivia. Craig is the barbarian the entire time. And it is something that I think pairing up with Dan, maybe getting Dan a little more into the whole dangerous Dan more attitude. I think it'd be good to see that style kind of meld together for the Finn Stock Exchange next year. Now, who would you like to see Ben paired up with next year? If there was if Finn Stock Exchange has a first round draft pick, right? And their first round draft pick is to go out and get somebody that can be a partner for Ben. Who are you looking for?
Well, I would like Ben with Bateman. Sorry, Ben with Morrow.
Okay.
Yeah, because Morrow is doing the whole inner geek to him next year, so that will add to his, kind of current gameplay and knowledge. Plus, obviously, Bateman being Bateman, and because I think they've earned the right to, being two elite players in singles and teams to go with each other. Barbarian hasn't proved that in teams. He's still what's he like 3-0? 3-0.
Didn't I say this last night? I called them the top two. I did. I said this on the show last night, and then I just said something completely different.
Sure. I don't remember.
I called Bateman and Dan. I was like, call them the top two, as opposed to the top 10 as a spite at Rocha. Damn.
Yeah,
but it's
a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. And yeah, a Barbarian with someone who like you draft. Basically, that's what I would do because hasn't proven himself in teams yet. Still his rookie year. I think these guys have earned the right to be with each other, and Barbarian not yet. Like obviously, how we'll see it with the rest of the tournament, how it goes and stuff, and people say nothing but good things about him. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'd prefer them to. But the whole time you were just speaking, I was thinking of swag. If you're Winston, like the three that you're picking, like you keep Ayama, let's say. I know we can do this about every team, but Ayama, like
Chandru.
Ace, Chandru, yeah, Chandru if he's still the champion at end of the year. Ace is if he's the champion at the end of the year. What about Lon?
Lon and the Barbarian.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be funny. Or Tom, something like that. Yeah.
I'm thinking of characters. Somebody. Gucci's gonna go after somebody that we're not thinking of. Maybe like Janine.
Yeah.
Right. If Janine, gets really, Guy. So one of these characters, man. So that brings us to next week. I mean, final thoughts of this match, because obviously we're still kind of reeling from it. We'll keep breaking this down. We'll keep talking about this match because this is something that's going to have shockwaves on shockwaves to aftershocks through the league. This week we got one day. It's a hell of a week, everyone. And I'll pull this up. This is just some unbelievable stuff we got this week.
Monday to Thursday or fire?
Monday through Thursday, like Bogz says, straight fire. Somebody call the fire department because we got Brendan Meyer going off against Mark and Draco
on Monday.
Early thoughts on that match.
Ooh. Early thoughts. I'll go with Andraco.
I got Brendan in the upset. That's what I have in my bracket. So I should stick with what I say. But Andraco is playing a hell of a game right now.
Yeah. So is Maya. Kind of has played more matches this season. I think maybe slightly better suited for the online kind of situation. But I just think Andraco's kind of former champ and stuff being a bit further.
Andraco was a bit chatty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a toss-up. I mean, that's probably the closest 50-50, I'd say, out of these matches. So I'll go with Andraco on experience.
So that leads us to Tuesday. Oh, my goodness. Anything, Tom, please. Tom, Jader, all day. But I'm so team Tom right now. I just love what the energy the dude brings. The vibe is very...
It's hilarious.
My older brother that I don't think has any friends or something type vibe and just hangs out in his room all day, but he's just a nerd, right? Like that was kind of me. But I kind of like he's got this whole thing where he's separated himself now from Video Drew. And it's still kind of playing the things like, no, Drew, no, Tom, everything's fine. But Tom's going to come alive on his own here. And I'm in on him. And I think he could throw Ethan Irwin off and make it an interesting match, at least a little more interesting than Vinny made it. If Ethan's able to get through the Z-Man.
So you're definitely going Tom, right?
Definitely going Tom in that one. We have breaking news from John Barr, who thinks he's figured out Bateman and Finstock's endgame. Live from our Facebook messaging, from our Facebook group. Bateman saying he's getting no support from the Finstock exchange. Ben's going heel. Guy's struggling with whatever the Schmoedown bit is. Ben's consistently been asking how Guy's doing in their interactions, trying to support him. Guy was put in the team tournament. So when he inevitably loses, he'll have a full meltdown, and Bateman will be there to support him. Team action is back. So seems to be that maybe this is all a ploy to dilute Andrew Guy's draft stock for next season, just so he can make his way over to the Finstock exchange. And I mean, that's, to me, that's probably the best place for Guy, because it's where the support where he's been successful still is. That's where all his support is. And he's had to look for that type of support in other places, and he just hasn't found it. He thought he was going to find it in Sam, Champs Lunch-ish, but not so much Champs Lunch-ish.
Yep.
Oh, is that the ice cream truck, Bogz?
Oh, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so it just seems to me that it's going to be, it is very, 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 very set up for Guy to make that return to team action for that reunion. It all seems kind of set up for the action reunion. Takes us over. We got to jump back over to the other side of the bracket for Wednesday's match. It's time, bud. It's our favorite time of the year. Chance Ellison going up against Lightning Liz Shannon Miller. Ooh, these are
the boys back.
Big old brains.
The boy is back.
Two brains with a lot of knowledge going at one another. This is going the distance, man. I think Chance is gonna have to keep earning every one of these wins, and it's gonna keep on putting some hair on that chest, right? You're just gonna keep on putting another notch on the back of the helmet, like Captain Rex, and he's gonna just keep taking these names down, but he's never gonna forget them. That's the thing about Chance. Chance takes each one of these opportunities in these tournaments, and he learns from each opportunity.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you think he's going to learn on Wednesday?
Definitely, well, from the last match, I think he's maybe learned not to underestimate your opponent. I'm not saying he did. I'm just, maybe from there, obviously going into overtime.
If he was, he now knows not to.
Yes, definitely. This one, maybe in terms of studying potentially, because obviously she is a kind of movie reviewer and journalist, maybe hitting the new releases kind of things and concentrating on her kind of strengths and stuff, maybe going into the next round where you're potentially paying the bibs, getting, trying to get that win back that he gave you. So yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, she's obviously knows her stuff. I would obviously go back and watch her previous matches, see what her strengths are overall, and maybe try and target her weaknesses. But yeah, tough match, no doubt.
But let's not beat around the bush. The main event of the week. Mark Riley versus Scary Perry Nemiroff. Scary Perry is scary. And these are two people that know each other pretty well. They work together a lot. They know each other. I honestly, I can't wait for the pregame. Like the whole pregame of it might just be movie talk.
Life. Yeah.
And Nerd Chronic just go back, pull movie talk clips from this, and be like, these have gotten pretty heated on movie talk a couple times.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure there's some of them. I think I have Perry Nemiroff pulling this upset now, but this whole side of the bracket is totally done.
Yeah,
there's something to be said about these former old heads of the game, these vets not translating to the digital matches. Even though Dan Murrell won, like, he hasn't been challenged against somebody who's more comfortable in this, because I don't know what it is, but like Dan's not using his set. He's sitting on the couch. It's not,
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe,
We
yeah,
didn't
you
even
got a
talk
point.
about Mara coming in at the end, and she thought he lost, and then he was like, "I won."
You
She's like,
won?
what?
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, no, you got a point. Like, even with, I'd say, apart from maybe Irwin and Bibbs, who were being kind of the older guard and the newer guard, the rest have maybe struggled a little bit potentially.
Excuse me, lean. Just lean a
Team
little one
13
way.
guy, Rocha, Riley, yeah. So
Riley just hasn't felt comfortable. He just hasn't seemed comfortable once, and that's not what I want to see. Right? I want to see Riley at his best. I want to see Yodi. I want to see the man, the myth, the legend, one of the greatest of all time. I want to see that guy again, and I haven't seen him this season. And I'm about to put an APB out for him.
Missing in action.
Missing persons report. What something?
Yeah, but to be honest, at this level, against this type of opponent, I'm still going to back Riley because high caliber of player and all that experience, etc. Obviously, Perry does know his stuff, but yeah, I'm still gonna go Riley. Again, I think I said before the tournament starts, Riley needs to go further in this tournament than other people do. Hasn't had kind of a big win in a while. So I don't care how he wins.
Win up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For him, he needs to win up here, up there. Yeah, you're right, 100% right. So that's why that Video Drew performance. Video Drew was the better player for 2 rounds. But for him, if I was Riley, I wouldn't care. Like, you're getting wins. The Janine performance, who cares? You're winning. I think everyone's kind of at different stages. For him, going into maybe a new draft next year, potentially a new team. Get some wins. So, yeah, I'm going Riley. If he plays good or not, I don't care.
Well, man, look at us. This is just too much. We got so much content right now. But, folks, what that means is for the next month, we're only getting 2 episodes of us a week. We're going to trim it down a little bit. And we're still going to go live every Friday, though. So please continue to join us on the live shows on Friday. We're going to go up Thursday. We're going to cover the matches, first 3 matches. Then we'll cover the Thursday match on Friday's match and on Friday's episode. And hopefully have a guest for you each week. And we'll do our best to keep that flowing. Bogz, it is always a pleasure to hang out with you. Anything you need to plug? Any teams you need to wish them goodwill towards this week? You got anything going on?
Well, not to reveal anything, but I'm actually watching Liverpool Leeds match right now. To my left here, which is
they postponed the City match.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, some obviously, I'm not sure why. To be honest,
I don't know why either.
But yeah, the overall, just want to say, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube, and the Facebook group. So I think on Facebook group we're on about 145 subscribers. Get us to 150 by the end of the weekend will be really appreciated. But yeah, like I said, if any of you guys want us to get a particular guest or ask a guest on, and give us suggestions, we'll obviously tweet us at TUSSPod.
And we got a Gmail too. If you can email us, TUSSPod@gmail.com.
Yeah, just other than that, like, comment, subscribe. Just get on board because there's a lot going down, and let's talk it out.
All right, guys. This has been awesome. We're gonna come back to you on Thursday. We're gonna break down 3 amazing matches. We'll have a chance breakdown, chance alert next episode. For next time we talk Bogz, we get to talk chance. So we love that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have our boy John back for that. This has been another episode of the Ultimate Schmoedown Show, and we are signing off. We'll see you next time.